Sawubona mngani, welcome back to Zulu Lessons with me, Thando, the place for modern conversational Zulu language lessons. Mngani, let's talk about the verb ya. Let's conjugate it in the three main tenses. So, present tense, future tense, and past tense. This is recent past tense, not remote past tense, something that happened like way long ago, like 2 or more years ago. So, just recent past. So the verb ya means to go. Often we hear people saying I'm going and using the verb hamba, which really, it's okay, you can use it, but the best verb for to go is ya. Hamba really is walk or leave. So let's see how we use this verb. I feel it's important for you to see how it will look because it's just one syllable. So sometimes it kind of almost disappears as we conjugate our verbs in the different tenses. And then also, when we are putting the other ya for present tense, you know, the present tense form where the simple present tense where we are not adding information or detail to our sentence, where we are simply just saying I am going, but we're not actually saying who we are going with or where we are going or when we are going and why we are going. We are just simply saying I'm going. So that simple present tense. So now let's look at it. It has another ya. So then it might sometimes confuse a person and make them think that they don't have to then put in the present tense ya, that article, but we actually still have to put it in. So let's have a look at this. There we go. I am going. Ngiyaya. 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 Do you hear? I said both yas. Now you are going. Uyaya. 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 He or she is going. Uyaya. 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 They are going. Bayaya. 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 You all are going. Niyaya. 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 And we are going. Siyaya. 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 You'll often see minibus taxis around South Africa with a little sticker at the back that says Siyaya. So we are going wherever, but we are going. And Iyaya, Iyaya, Iyaya. So that's any noun that begins with an IN or an IM. So if we are saying that the girl is going, intombazane, Iyaya. Or we are saying the son is going, indodana iyaya. Or the daughter is going, indodakazi iyaya. And then we are moving on to they are going. That is nouns that start with I-Z-I or I-Z-I. Easy. So those nouns, ziyaya. Ziyaya izintombi. Ziyaya izinsizwa. Ziyaya. Now, so still present tense, but we are wanting to say where we are going, for example. So if you have a look at this one here, the translation here that I've put in, I am going home. What is home in isiZulu? Ikhaya, ikhaya, and I at the beginning. If I'm now saying to my home or at home, I will then say ekhaya, ekhaya, that E at the beginning there. So let's go ahead and have a look at this. Ngiya ekhaya. Did you hear? Ngiya ekhaya. There's only one ya. We've dropped the other ya, the one that doesn't really help us to give us information. I won't use it because I'm now telling you where I am going. Or I might even be telling you who I am going with. So if I'm saying I'm going home with my family, I would say ngiya ekhaya nomndeni wami. Do you hear? So now I'm adding detail or information. So now I've dropped that ya from the simple present tense. Now let's talk about you. Uya ekhaya. Uya ekhaya. Uya ekhaya. You are going home. He or she is going home. Uya ekhaya. Do you hear? Uya ekhaya. Uya ekhaya. He or she is going home. And then Baya ekhaya. Baya ekhaya. Baya ekhaya. They are going home. Niya ekhaya. All of you. Niya ekhaya. Niya ekhaya. You are all going home. Siya ekhaya. You and I. Siya ekhaya. Siya ekhaya. We are going home. Iya ekhaya. Iya ekhaya. See, we were talking about the king of AmaZulu. Inkosi uzwelithini. Inkosi. Do you hear? That noun starts with IN. So if we are saying that the king is going home, then we would say iya ekhaya. Inkosi iya ekhaya. Iya ekhaya. Do you hear? It's just 3 letters. I-Y-A. Iya. Do you hear? Iya ekhaya. He or she is going home, and it could also be it is going home. So let's have a look at this as well. Ziya ekhaya. That's plural for nouns that start with I-Z-I or I-Z-I. Easy. So izi ngane ziya ekhaya. Izingane ziya ekhaya. The children are going home. Izingane. Izingane. Ziya ekhaya. They are going home. Now let's do the negative of this. You may have seen in the past the other verbs that I've conjugated. You would see that we don't really change that much. We just put an A at the beginning of this phrase, and then we put an I at the end of the phrase, but removing that last vowel A. That is how we make it a present tense negative statement. Now, let's look at this now. It's looking really short. Angiyi, 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 I'm not going. Look at that. The only thing that's left of that original verb, yeah, is just the Y. That's all that's left to show us the verb, the original verb, the semblance of it. So, angiyi, I'm not going. Awuyi, you are not going. Awuyi, you are not going. Awuyi. Now look at that. Awuyi. We've put in an A, so now you should know. Since this one started with a U, we are going to put a W because, as stated over and over again, we don't have 2 vowels following each other in IsiZulu. In some circumstances, like for example in a conjunction, we would blend those vowels. And in this case, when we have these 2 vowels together in a verb like this, then we will put a consonant between them. So this one is a U, so we are going to put a W. So awuyi, awuyi, you are not going. Akayi, akayi, that's he or she. She is not going, he is not going. Akayi. And how do you remember this one? Simply by memorizing it. You just have to practice over and over and over and memorize it. It is simply aka. And then they are not going. Abayi, abayi, abayi. And then you all are not going. Ani, ani, ani. You are not going. Asi, asi, asi. We are not going. Asi. Ayi, did you hear? Ayi, ayi. He or she or it is not going. Let's say that one more time so that you can hear. Ayi. So, what did we do here? We've put in a Y between the A, that is the negative, and the I, that was the pronoun for this noun. So, we are saying ayi. And then we have azi. Azi, they are not going. That is nouns that start with I-Z-I or I-Z-I. Why did I say that is nouns? Those are nouns. Those are nouns that start with I-Z-I, the prefix I-Z-I. So, azi, they are not going. Azi. Now we have the future tense. Future tense is so simple as well, because all we do is put in the zo. That's it. So you see, in the present tense where you were putting the ya, now you are substituting that with zo. But this one, you can expand, or if you don't want to, you don't expand. So it will still make complete sense. It is allowed both ways. So let's look at it. Ngizoya, ngizoya, I will go. I can leave it at that, I will go. But I can also then add, I will go home. Ngizoya ekhaya, ngizoya ekhaya, ngizoya ekhaya, I will go home. Uzoya ekhaya, uzoya ekhaya, uzoya, you will go home. Uzoya ekhaya, uzoya ekhaya, uzoya ekhaya, he or she will go home. Bazoya ekhaya, bazoya ekhaya, bazoya ekhaya, they will go home. Nizoya ekhaya, nizoya ekhaya, nizoya ekhaya, you all will go home. Sizoya ekhaya, sizoya ekhaya, sizoya ekhaya, we will go home. Izoya ekhaya, izoya ekhaya, izoya ekhaya. So let's take that example of the king and let's say inkosi izoya ekhaya, the king will go home. Zizoya ekhaya, zizoya ekhaya, zizoya ekhaya, they will go home. Zizoya ekhaya. Now let's make this negative. So the negative, we put in a at the beginning of our phrase, and then we substitute that zo with zu. Now it's negative. Angizuya, I will not go. I'm not going to go. Angizuya, angizuya. I can also say angizuya ekhaya. I don't know why I would say such a thing, because I do want to be at home. So angizuya lapho, I won't go there. Let's say something different. Yeah? Awuzuya, 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 you will not go. Awuzuya, akazuya, 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 he or she will not go, or he or she is not going to go. Abazuya, 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 they are not going to go, or they will not go. Anizuya, 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 you all are not going to go, or you all will not go. Asizuya, 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 we will not go. We will not go. Ayizuya, 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 the king will not go. He or she or it will not go. Ayizuya, azizuya, 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 they will not go. That is the negative in the future tense for the verb ya. Now let's have a look at the verb ya, to go, in the recent past tense. Remember, the recent past tense, all we do is remove the last letter A of the verb and put in E. If the last letter of your verb is I, then you put in the letter E instead of the letter I. So let's look at this. Remember to do the tonal thing, because this is Zulu is very tonal. So don't cheat now and be like ngiye and not say ngiye, because I won't know what you're meaning, you see. And I need to know whether you're asking a question or whether you're telling me that you went. You know, do you hear that? Went. So ngiye ekhaya, I went home. Ngiye ekhaya, ngiye ekhaya, I went home. Uye ekhaya, uye ekhaya, uye ekhaya, you went home. Uye ekhaya, uye ekhaya, uye ekhaya, he or she went home. Baye ekhaya, baye ekhaya, baye ekhaya, they went home. Niye ekhaya, niye ekhaya, Niye ekhaya. You all went home. Siye ekhaya. Siye ekhaya. Siye ekhaya. We went home. So if we were talking about this past weekend and you're wanting to know where did you go or what did you do, and I'm saying siye ekhaya, that means we went home. And in the sense of AmaZulu, if you hear people say siye ekhaya, they are talking about their rural home, ekhaya. They are not necessarily talking about home where they live, which is also ekhaya. Do you understand? I hope you do. So, iye ekhaya, iye ekhaya, iye ekhaya. Those are all those nouns that start with in or im. He, she, or it went home. Ziye ekhaya, ziye ekhaya, ziye ekhaya. They went home. Now let's make this negative now and say they did not go, we did not go, I did not go. Angiyanga, angiyanga, angiyanga. I did not go. I can say angiyanga ekhaya. I did not go home. Awuyanga, awuyanga, awuyanga ekhaya. You did not go. Or awuyanga ekhaya. You did not go home. Akayanga, akayanga, akayanga ekhaya. He or she did not go, or he or she did not go home. Abayanga, abayanga, abayanga ekhaya. They didn't go home. Aniyanga, aniyanga, aniyanga. You all did not go. Asiyanga, asiyanga, asiyanga. We did not go. Ayiyanga. Do you hear that? Ayiyanga, ayiyanga. All the nouns that start with in or im, they did not go home. So ayiyanga, he or she or it did not go home. Ayiyanga. And aziyanga, aziyanga, aziyanga. They did not go. So now let's have a look at this. There is one that says awuyanga, there is one that says akayanga, and there is one that says ayiyanga. And when we think about it, it doesn't quite follow the rule, because we are saying when we make it negative, we put a at the beginning and we put anga at the end, so the prefix and the suffix. So these other ones, they have extra stuff. So when you have a u, you put in a w between the a and the u, so that you don't have these two vowels following each other. When you have an I, you put in a Y, so you don't have these two vowels following each other. But however, the one for he or she also starts with uya, you know, that an u. But we are not actually even changing that to say maybe let's put in another vowel between the two of them. We're changing it all together and saying aka, and it's something you just have to memorize. Aka, akayanga, akayanga. He or she did not go. So that's that, my friend, on the verb ya, which means to go to or to go in IsiZulu. Ngizokubona ngokuzayo. I will see you next time. Usale mngani.